Ah, jeez. We're licking our camera phones now. Ugh. Let me guess. Millions of views, right? Now, what do you know? 1.7 million. And that's just one video. 601 is amazing. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Here, let's see what this mind blowing accomplishment looks like. Wow. How does she do it, folks? Just phenomenal. This is earth shattering. I bet this girl right here who can paint with both hands and both feet wishes she could do that. You're amazing. Thank you for all your hard work. Hard work. Yeah, what would he call this?
Well, degeneracy is promoted, hard work is shamed and looked down on. Gee, I wonder what kind of society that will manifest. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Ukradowski here of WeAreChange.org, and there's a lot of absolutely crazy, chaotic news to get into today, as there are a lot of politicians that want to intervene in your life, which will create more chaos. All of this as the United Kingdom just got a new prime minister, as Europe is headed into the medieval ages, as of course the probability of the dark winter is now almost assured. We're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more, all on this independent media broadcast. But before we do, if you like the shirt that I'm wearing right now that says "Say No to the Great Reset," you could get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the video that we played in the beginning of this broadcast is, of course, by the very talented Joey B. Tunes, that sacrifices himself almost every single day and goes into the mind-melting conditioning matrix known as TikTok, sacrifices his own IQ and well-being, and gives us these types of videos that we played a small clip of. If you want to watch his full video, definitely check out the link down in the description below. It is definitely worth watching. He was just kicked off TikTok, unironically, and Joey is a friend, and I definitely recommend checking out the work, the amazing work that he does, highlighting the utter decline of our society. In other, I can't believe people are absolutely watching this crap news, we of course are being ruthlessly advertised the new Ring of Power Amazon series, which, by the way, Amazon suspended the ratings for and now is being heavily accused of suppressing, censoring, and blocking negative reviews of. This is, again, known to be a woke piece of propaganda, or as some people call it, entertainment today, and they invested so much into this, and some people legitimately don't like it. Those voices are allegedly being squashed, and hey, what did you expect from a big monolithic company like Amazon that literally works with the CIA, the Pentagon, immigration, custom enforcement, while creating the latest Orwellian technology that will enslave humanity very soon? Well, I didn't expect anything else, to be quite honest with you. In other absolutely woke, insane, lunatic news, we have Slate Magazine, one of the biggest media publications inside of the United States, literally putting out an article saying that there is no white people in Jackson, Mississippi, therefore the general public should care about it more. Yes, as if there was white people, then the water crisis would be okay. That's literally what Salon is saying on a national stage, which is absolutely bigoted, filled with hate. An article written, of course, by this privileged individual who, of course, graduated from a prestigious university. And again, what's happening in Mississippi is a travesty of injustice. We've been talking about it, but to talk about it from a purely speculative place, saying that there's no white people there, therefore it's more important than if there was white people there, is, in my opinion, just a little bit unhinged. This, as many people blame the issue in Jackson specifically on Democrats that weren't, of course, maintaining the infrastructure in their city and mismanaged it. In related fat cat bureaucrats mismanaging government news, we're also finding out today that Biden's student loan forgiveness program could cost as much as $1 trillion. which of course directly contradicts the Biden administration's claim that it will be paid off by the deficit reduction, which it won't be. There's no way you can do this. And hardworking blue-collar workers will literally be paying for bougie, establishment, privileged individuals to go to prestigious universities and then lecture everyone about how people born with a particular skin color are responsible for all the wrongs in this world. That, of course, is just one particular example that I think is just jarring and I wanted to point out. And the government bailing out privileged individuals in our society to the tune of $1 trillion when we're dealing with record high inflation is just as absurd as, of course, the government of California announcing how proud they are of their impacts on climate change as they literally tell people not to charge their Tesla cars. Literally, this wax figure filled with plastic surgeries, also known as the governor of California, came out and during an energy crisis in his state is patting himself on the back for doing the most in the green energy space, which of course created this disastrous situation that the citizens of California are paying for right now. And this insanity is just the beginning of what people have to deal with, especially if they haven't prepared, especially if they haven't signed up yet to LukeUncensored.com. Cheesy plug, I know it, but hey, this is a platform that we created where we get to say and do what we want as we carefully curate the best information to help you during these very troubling times. In today's video, we're going to be talking about another hot button topic issue that we can't talk about here on this particular platform, specifically dealing with a medication that we've been talking about for the last 2 years. If you were on LukeUncensored.com, you were in the know even before it was a controversy, and there's some new bombshell reports and some crazy reporting coming out, especially when it comes to new procedures that the establishment wants you to take. We're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more, all on a separate video right after this one on LukeUncensored.com later on today. Right after this video, click the link down in the description below. Sign up right now. You also get 3 masterclasses. I'm getting some criticism right now for one of my masterclasses, with some people trying to get me in trouble for it, specifically the Apocalypse Survival Training classes. Again, fully transparent, all available to you, free masterclass by being a member of LukeUncensored.com, and you get 50 plus videos of you learning how to filter your own water, catch your own game, defend yourself, and of course, navigate confusing landscapes. Lots of amazing, incredible information that, by the way, as a part of a member, you could easily just download all in one, which I recommend you do, either on a USB stick or another hard drive, doesn't matter. In case something happens, you could still have the videos very easily downloadable for you, available right now, all on LukeUncensored.com. And in potential desperate situations, you'll know exactly what to do. Whether it's a natural disaster, human disaster, you'll be ready for all of it, with, of course, the classes that we have available to you for free, a part of LukeUncensored.com, all on our Apocalypse Survival Training class. We also have 2 other master classes, a forum, Q&As, lots of amazing value presented to you here on LukeUncensored.com. See you there right after this particular video. Now, in yesterday's video, we highlighted the very big emerging crisis happening in Europe, which we've been warning about for a very long time. Yesterday's video gave you an update. We specifically talked about a Ukrainian nuclear power plant, which had one of its major power lines cut. Today, we're finding out that the last reserve power line was just switched off from the grid, and the last working nuclear reactor in Ukraine was just switched off. This, of course, is going to have a big effect, not just on Ukraine, but the rest of Europe, which, by the way, in some countries like Germany, has been literally shutting off their own nuclear power plants, all in the name of supposed green energy, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now, what's happening in Ukraine is a crazy situation, as of course there are some soldiers using a nuclear power plant as cover, and the turning off of nuclear reactors makes a lot more sense than, of course, what's happening in Germany, where the government there is deliberately turning it off, deliberately shooting itself in the foot, deliberately creating an energy crisis, which it doesn't need to do, but is doing it anyway, deliberately, all in the name of, quote, green energy, which is ridiculous, which is an absolutely insane idea, because Germany, if it's not getting energy from its own nuclear reactors, is of course usually buying it from Russia. This, as of course there's a major energy crisis within all of Europe, which is going to obliterate and destroy small and middle class businesses from existing, as of course many businesses won't have the money to keep the lights on, literally. This is Europeans and people in the United Kingdom are already dealing with a huge increase of inflation, which has seen basic consumer goods go up as high as 16%, energy bills up as far as much as 80%. And this is just the beginning. We're not even in the winter periods yet, which of course we are expecting to see these numbers rise even more drastically than they already have. In response to this, there have been a lot of protests, especially in the Czech Republic, where an estimated 70,000 people gathered to protest against inflation, to protest against these high energy crises, which now the Czech Prime Minister is literally trying to blame on Russia. Yes. 70,000 people came out to the streets in the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic politicians are saying these weren't legitimate protests. These were protests that, of course, were done for propaganda purposes solely for Russia, which I think is again, undermining the will of the people. As, of course, there were many protests in Paris, France, against this form of inflation and against the politicians and the foreign policy that have led us here through, of course, these decisions. There was major protests also in Germany. Protests that, of course, aren't really talked about or heard and aren't being a part of the conversation. And whether it's the Czech Republic, Germany, or France, we have to understand that these protests are just the beginning, as of course, as time goes on, energy prices go up, food prices go up in correlation with that. There's going to be a lot of angry and desperate individuals, which the new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is even expected to create new government programs, spend more government money on appeasing so people don't loot and riot in the upcoming weeks and months. Yes, the new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom has a, quote, bold plan to tackle the energy crisis, which literally will mean more government intervention, more bailout packages, more government spending, which is the key contributor which has led us down this path of inflation. And I'm sorry, but her programs are literally going to be adding fuel to the fire and creating more inflation, as of course we're going to have more government spending. Why is this new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom doing this? Well, it's also important to note she's a part of the World Economic Forum, an unaccountable globalist organization that, of course, cheers on the prospects of denying people energy, giving them no privacy, making sure that people don't own anything, all in the greater aspects of the Great Reset agenda that they are pushing forward and that their minions are at the helm of governments at implementing. And again, this is the leader of the Conservative Party. And we should understand it doesn't matter if you're on the left or right. It matters whether you serve the interests of the people or the interest of the globalists, and I think it's very fair to say that the program that she's going to be instituting will create a lot more human suffering, a lot more chaos down the line, essentially kicking the can down the road. This, as the government in the United Kingdom is also at the same time investing in CCTV, Chinese-made facial recognition cameras and technology that, of course, will spy, track, and look at every aspect of human life all throughout the United Kingdom. Why is the United Kingdom allowing this? Why are they doing this? Why are they putting up facial recognition cameras tied to corrupted Chinese corporations? Well, probably because a lot of governments are expecting a lot of civil unrest, a lot of chaos. It's coming our way, and in many instances, it is absolutely unavoidable. Prepare accordingly. That's my opinion. That's my perspective. If you thought I was wrong, let me know why down in the comment section below. I always appreciate constructive criticism. I always appreciate being able to see a different side of the story that I wouldn't naturally see if it wasn't from someone giving me their point of view, their experiences, and their side of the story. You want to do that? I appreciate it. I love that conversation down in the comment section below. If you liked what I said, if you agreed with it, if it resonated with you, share this video with your friends and family members. And because you do, and because you sign up on LukeUncensored.com, which LukeUncensored.com, which there's another video available for you right now, is why I am still here. I'm here mainly because of you. This is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on WeAreChange.org.